So I understand, I get it. King, where's the live reaction that's coming out later this week? Don't worry about that. We can still do videos on the chapter despite the live reaction not being out. But when it does come out, you'll enjoy it all the same. Man! Now, let me talk about this chapter at the end of the chapter with Yonko, Kaido. Land, sea, and air is the strongest outside of Shanks, obviously factual. And him folding Kinemon like an accordion. And it's masterful. Ugh, this is a delicious Club Kinemon sandwich. I love it. I love it. Please, Kaido, give me more. Give me more bodies. However, obviously, of course, it's not confirmed until the fat lady sings. And with One Piece, the fat lady, she likes humming a lot. Oh, she likes humming a lot. In flashbacks, woo, she's singing all the damn time. It's genocide every other chapter in flashbacks. But in real time, it's always sketchy. Now, outside of that is this one really small line, white line, that goes across the club. And a lot of folks are saying that the club is cracked. Initially, I thought maybe, but now I'm leaning towards it's probably not. And the reason why I may be a bit weird, but for a second, roll with me. And I roll quite quickly given my rotund, but it's not important.
Making all kinds of gains.
When I saw a lot of artwork of this particular panel, which there's a lot of online, no one that I saw drew in this crack, if it was a crack. And the way it's drawn reminds you of the lightning effect because of its jaggedness, which would coincide with Kaido imbuing the attack with Conqueror's Haki. But it's white because of the contrast of the club's darkness and the shading. So there's a good chance that it's actually not cracked at all, and it's just Conqueror's Haki. In fact, I'm gonna say there's a 95% chance that the club is not cracked, and it is, in fact, lightning. At this point in time, I want to say it's not cracked, but let's discuss if it is cracked. In the possibility that Kaido's club is cracked, how? The best bet, the safest bet, is Monkey D. Luffy. The most unlikely bet is Kinemon. Kinemon had his swords broken and his body folded. Hopefully. Please! I don't see how Kinemon, who as far as we can tell, couldn't even really apply Haki to his blades. Maybe he had Haki on his blades, and it was invisible, we're not too sure. And also knowing that Kinemon is nowhere near the power of Luffy. And Kinemon is getting hit with a Conqueror Haki imbued attack by Kaido. It is extraordinarily unlikely that Kinemon, in his last hurrah, hopefully, would break Kaido's club. And then on top of that, wouldn't the crack be from the bottom up, not from the top down, if Kinemon cracked the club? So there's a good chance that Kinemon did not crack this club. That means that in his fight with Luffy off screen, Luffy with his Sandials, Luffy was able to crack Kaido's club, if it is a crack, which you could argue makes a lot of sense from an overall perspective, because Luffy inevitably, I think, is going to be the strongest or the second strongest person or the third strongest person come end the series. And the only two folks ahead of Luffy would be Blackbeard and Emu. I've said before a lot of times where I think Emu has a potential of being the Kaguya of One Piece, the overall arching villain that is the representation of all the things that Luffy is against. And what's also important too is knowing that Luffy's affinity for Haki is Conqueror's Haki. I make the assumption that Shanks as well as Roger, their affinity for Haki was also Conqueror's Haki. Now, the thing that negates all of this would be Kaido's comments in the very first page of chapter 1014, where he says that your use of it was crude and clumsy. So how could Luffy crack the club if he's using Conqueror's Haki on the attacks, but it was sloppy, it was messy? Maybe because his affinity for Kangasaki is so high, in Luffy's case, that even though it was crude and clumsy, it was so vast, it was so potent, to where it could still damage Kaido's club. And then keep in mind, because he was using his fist and his sandals, his feet, to attack Kaido with the Kangasaki rather than a weapon, because most folks that we've seen use it so far, Whitebeard, Roger in the flashback, and of course Kaido, as well as Oden against Kaido in the flashback, you can argue as well, they're imbuing the attacks from their weapons. Big Mom did with page 1, of course, bare-fisted, but that's against page 1. And it wasn't a counterattack in any sorts. She just socked him clean. Whereas Luffy and Kaido were trading blows. So there's a big difference here, obviously. But the idea is this would kind of go in lockstep with Luffy having such strong conqueror's haki that even though his usage of it was crude and clumsy, it was so potent and it was so powerful that it could damage Kaido's club. And then over the course of the remainder of the arc, probably, he'll understand how to use it better, and that may culminate in a Gear 5 of sorts. I'm really hoping that we do get to see that at some point during this arc, a Gear 5. But at the end of the day, these are all just roundabout possibilities on if this club is cracked. All the rest I've seen redraw or color in this particular panel have not actually drawn a crack in the club. There's a good case where this club is not cracked. But I'm doing this video, a quick video, because this was a topic, a big topic during the stream, whether or not the club was cracked or not. And I figure other folks are probably debating about it as well. So this is my 2 cents on the possibility of Luffy's, not Kenny Mo, Luffy's impact on Kaido's club. So on that note, I'm going to see y'all later. Let me know your stance on the subject matter at hand. Take care, stay safe, have a nice one.